We start in Elyria, Ohio, where the likable underdogs were barkling all night long, led by Saquon and Devontae. Damn, he looks good for 31 points. All to cover for an off day from Kyler Murray, not today. On the other side, Team Murph taking the tough loss when Nicholas Chubb Henry was as cold as a winter night, and the lack of wide receiver depth has the committee wondering, should they have traded Tyreek Hill for a third-round pick? Boo. Then we jump over to Washington, D.C., or Cuyahoga, where the Bowley Boys get on the board, returning from a successful moose hunting trip, led by Kareem the Dream and Chef Gibson cooking up that moose meat. They had a successful Jamar Chase out in the woods and were successful despite no seeings of the Seahawks defense. On the other side, wide receiver depth asking many to say, is it time to return back from reality and take a Galladay with the big trade? Question mark. Close rainy game left the bench a little too mossy, as Benny Cat would have won if he would have started his star pickup from last week. On the other side, down to Kentucky, Ohio, where the Ravenous Killers looked great, but Coach Rainey had a slow start after the committee learned of an early bedtime on Saturday night, wondering, did he mix in a little too many cocktails to get a strong, good win for the week? Tommy Farquhar Brady moves to 3-0, and he's moving on up the power rankings just like Justin Jefferson. We then go to Flint Tropics against Joey Burrows. The game could go the other way. We're assuming Flint Tropics is losing because we believe in Devon Slay Smith. We'll drop 30 points. Joey Chestnut Burrows taking down touchdowns like hot dogs, keeping the American dream alive on the 4th of July. And Christian McCaffrey needs a little more Christian prayers for a healthy season, led by Pastor Russell Wilson, as injuries derail their perfect season. A Cooper cup of coffee. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Thielen loves you more than Geno Smith. Heading down south to the Mud Dogs, where the surprise of the week, Mud Dogs and Cursed go off for 2 career highs. Congrats to 2 hardworking managers. We say, Double Daddy Mason, congrats, bro. Gets DJ more wins this week, doubling his win total, riding the Saints D to holy heights and breaking his curse. And the Mud Dogs, Najee Harrison Ford, Jared Allen, but not enough this week, as the committee wonders, is he left for dead because he ghosted the commissioner again? Think on that. And we go down to the bottom cellar, where we're going to say something nice about Tom Dyer and something nice about Eric. Say something nice about Tom. Good start, making Madison and OBJ. Smart pickups. Smart job to start Ayuk. He looked alive. Good job, Tom. You did the best you could. And say something nice about Eric. The Ryder Cup was cool. And your son's cute. So congrats. Okay. So now that we're done with the 3-minute recap, we're going to go into our Week 3 power rankings. Starting at the top. And this week, instead of going with tiers, we're going to give everyone their NFL team comp. So Flint Tropics, you guys are number 1. Team comp, the Rams. 3-0. Looking unbeatable, looking great. You're the Rams, nothing else. Committee's not going to knock you for losing this week. We don't give a shit. You've had a hard schedule. You scored the most points in the league by 50 points. You lost because Christian McCaffrey got hurt. Whatever. It's bound to happen in the season. Injuries derail games. You're still number 1 seed. No doubts there. You're number 1. You're the LA Rams. Number 2, likable underdogs. We moved up to number 2. We're comparing ourselves to Tampa Bay, even though I know we haven't won the championship. It's because we look great, but when we played the LA Rams, we got smoked. So it kind of writes itself there. We moved on up. We have the second best offense in the league right now. We're playing a very average schedule, which helps us out, but second most points, we're taking second. Number 3, Cursed. Mason, moving on up to number 3 in the power rankings. Congrats. I still think you got to move ahead of you so that way you can get into tier 1, but you're getting there. 9th most points, 9th hardest schedule, but you're coming off 2 wins in a row. Your comp is the Carolina Panthers. So you're off to a hot start. Do we completely believe in it yet? I don't know, but you're off to a 3-0 start, so we're giving you that because you not only got off to a strong start, you've had a good offense and played a tough schedule. So we're giving you credit. Next up on the list, Moose Knuckles. You fell below cursed. Your comp is the Buffalo Bills. So I gave you the Buffalo Bills because on paper you're great, but sometimes it just leaves a little something to be desired. You're the 3rd best offense, which is great. You've had a really easy schedule, but you're still putting up points. We're not going to beat you up too bad for losing by half a point. You didn't necessarily start the best guys, and maybe a fluke loss is what the committee's saying. Number 5 on the list, the Kent starters are number 5 on the list. Comparing you to the Titans, so pretty similar to Moose Knuckle. We're gonna say, on paper everything looks great. You got Derrick Henry, you got AJ Brown, Julio. That's the Titans in real life. You got all these weapons as well, but sometimes it's not coming together, and you lost. So we knocked you down, but it's still pretty good. And the 6th team is the Ravenius Killers. I'm going to get a lot of outrage. The Ravenius Killers are the only undefeated team in the league, and they're 6th in the power rankings. Their comparison is the Denver Broncos. So very similar to the Carolina Panthers, team you didn't really see coming, but you don't know how to evaluate these guys. They have had the easiest schedule in the league, and they've only scored, they're like middle tier offense. So most weeks they would lose, but we feel like they've been benefiting from an easy schedule. So we're not gonna do that. They're like the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. Great record. Do you believe in them yet? I don't know. So that's why you guys are number 6th. Number 7 in the list, we're going with Joey B. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah. 7. Number 7 in the list. Number 7 in the list, Joey B. Joey B, we are comparing you to the Seattle Seahawks. This narrative keeps writing itself for the last 3 teams. Same thing. You guys are a little more established. People had a lot of high hopes coming in for you, but you're not living up to hopes, bro. You have had a fifth worst offense in the league. That ain't it. But you've had a hard schedule, 10th hardest schedule, or 3rd hardest schedule. So we're giving you a lot of credit for that. So we'll see if you guys overcome. Next up, Mud Dogs, Miami Dolphins, baby. So Miami Dolphins, a lot of talent, some questions, not quite sure. I feel like this isn't good. I keep saying all these teams are the same, but Miami Dolphins, lots of weapons. Next one up, Murph. Whoo, you fell hard. So you are in 9th place right now. You're coming off 2 losses in a row. Committee recognizes you've had the hardest schedule in the league, but you have also scored the 4th least points in the league. So that's not very good. We are accompanying you to the Washington football team. We don't believe in you at this point in the season. So that's unfortunate. Make a move. Next one up, Bowley Boys. I won. I should be top 5. No, you haven't done anything at all. The Bowley Boys, 3rd worst offense, 4th easiest schedule. Not impressed. You won by like half a point. Atlanta Falcons is your comp. We're giving you that because fluke wins happen. Committee's not taking into consideration you came to Cleveland but didn't visit. Committee's also not taking into consideration that you blew a $220 win for the squad because you don't understand how points work. So we're not taking that into consideration, but it does say something about the intelligence of the team owner. Next up, Tom Dyer. You're number 11 in the power rankings. Not worth covering your stats. You beat Eric, so you might get 1 or 2 wins this year if you beat Eric, but you scored over 100, and I said something nice earlier, so nice job. Hopefully we just always stay in contact with each other and just continue to grow our great friendship and bond, brotherhood, if you will. And then last place, and I compared you to Chicago Bears. It's obvious. And then the last one, Eric, you're the Jets. You have no chance. I mean, it's embarrassing. It's sad. You're the Philadelphia 76ers from 2015 is another good comp for you. Just pick a historically bad team, and that's your comp. So those are the power rankings for the week. Those are the team comps. The last thing to cover is Commissioner's Corner, where we're going to talk about a handful of topics until we get to the 12-minute mark. So we want to talk about the Cleveland Browns. If you're not interested in my takes on things, you can drop off now. But thank you for joining. Rewatch, like, and subscribe. The first thing we'll talk about is the Browns. Obviously, I put Baker on the wall, so that's pretty sick. Steve, thanks for the help if you ever watch this. Our notes here, the defense looked good, but I think it's just that the Bears were bad. So I don't, like, Clowney had some sacks. I think he had 2 sacks, and Garrett had 4.5. I'd love to see that every week, but I feel like it's just that the Bears are pretty terrible. I'm a little concerned about the passing game of Baker, but I'm hoping maybe that was just like the script, just run the ball. He's got like no touchdown passes this year, which is kind of concerning, or only 2. So we got 3 tougher games coming up, so we shall see where we stand. Luckily, they're away games, so maybe if anyone's interested, let's come over, get a little Catan in. We'll Catan, and then we'll watch the Browns on the 3 TV setup. If anyone's interested, that's my plan for the next 3 weeks. Ohio State didn't watch, so no comments. They don't look great. A guy quit, which I thought was pretty funny. F1 racing, so Lewis Hamilton got his 100th win. If you like F1 racing, send me a separate note. I'd love to have someone to talk to besides just Richard. But Lewis Hamilton, he started in 6th. He got up to 1st. Made great gutsy calls with his pit timing. And then he strategically waited but got the right tires, and the other guy crashed, and that's awesome. But unfortunately, Max started 20th and got 2nd. So that was really good driving by him. But boy, do we hate Max. He's not a good guy. Survivor. So Survivor season started last week. So we're going to start talking about Survivor on here as our quick recap. Nothing really to talk through yet. It was really a very average episode. First one, it's going to be a quick moving season, and it's very progressive compared to the past, which is probably a step in the right direction. And then for COD, no dubs in the last week, even though we did get some drops in with Rick, and that was really cool. I did use my chopper, and I banged out another chopper, blew them up, and I survived, and I got 3 kills. So that's pretty good. So anyways, thank you guys for the time. We're right at the 12-minute mark. We're going to keep getting more efficient. If there's other topics you want me to cover, let me know. Holla at your boy. Kamish out.